All right, so we're going to talk about leadership. I actually went out and interviewed my friends' fathers. I have a really great video. I'm not showing it today because Tara has told me if I don't finish within 6 to 7 minutes, she will kill me. So there is a longer, if you ever want to see those videos, though, I will share them. They're pretty awesome, but I've summed them up a little bit. For those of you who don't know who I am, John Isbell, there's my Twitter thing there if you want to. Right now I'm the Director of Learning and Development for Logan's Roadhouse. Been there for a couple of months, really enjoy it. I have personally built and supervised teams consisting of anywhere from 2 to 70 people, depending on where I was in my career. So I've had some experience with both large and big groups. Lastly, I have coached 3 basketball teams, 8 soccer teams, 2 football teams, and 8 baseball teams. I could do a whole breakout on leadership from a 7-year-old soccer team because it is hashtag like herding cats. I have taken the liberty, by the way, of adding some hashtags in because I know you guys like to tweet those hashtags. Thanks. Fundamental difference between management and leadership, and I will say this, when I talked to the dads, they did not understand this. They called it pretty much the same thing. I believe you manage things, processes, systems, but you lead people. And so it'll be mostly talking about the people side of it, and I do think that is a fundamental difference from our fathers to now. You have to be so much more people-oriented. Which means, hashtag, you can be a good manager but a crappy leader. They're a while to read if you want to. Leadership to me is the ability to get a group of people, no matter how diverse, to work toward a common goal. Hashtag, way easier said than done. So, when I talked to the fathers, it really came down to, I literally interviewed 10 people, and 5 common things just kept coming up. Their climate, what they led in is, you tell them what they do and they do it. That's what you do. So when I talk to my dad and I tell him some challenges I'm having at work, he's like, well, just tell him. Just tell him to do it. Oh, that's a great idea. Thanks for that sage wisdom, Pops. You leave your private life at home. Is that the reality of today? Nah. Nobody talks back to the boss. Okay. This was my favorite. Early's on time is late, and late is inexcusable. They would literally fire people if they were late twice. We celebrate people if they come in on time. We're like, woo, good job of making it today. So awesome. And then lastly, everyone is working toward the American dream and their time. What was the American dream at that time? I hear a lot of murmurs, so I'm just going to go in there with you. It's the house, the white picket fence. It's the working for one company. You're going to retire, get the gold watch. Is that the reality of today? No, obviously not. That was the hashtag do as you say and you get to keep your job era. So today's leadership climate, clearly much different. It's a very much a group-based mentality. It's not an I said, you said type of thing. I said, you do. It is now, let's talk about how we get this done together. Team members question everything, and they should. Work smarter, not harder is a huge thing now. My dad always said, you just work hard, keep your nose down, you're going to be all right. I don't like working that hard. I want to work smart. I want to get things done the right way and smart. Technology rules today. I don't have to say that. You're all hashtagging, tweeting right now. We tweet how much we're enjoying our time. Really loving the time I'm having right now. While you're not doing anything because you're tweeting right now. Private lives and work lives overlap. And I think this to me is the biggest fundamental change from my dad's time when he was working. Because you can't just ignore people's private lives anymore. We've got single mothers, single fathers. We've got issues. We've got a lot of issues. Get results today because you might not have tomorrow. Nobody's working toward that American dream of staying in one company anymore. You're lucky if you get to stay in one company anymore. Hashtag, you're right, John, that is different than before. Feel free to tweet that one as much as you want, actually. So how do we do it? 1, respect your people. Every study says that no matter what generation you are, the one thing you want is respect from your boss. It's transcendent. Doesn't matter. We can talk about different generations all we want. Millennials want to respect their boss, but they want that same respect from them. Ask questions. A lot of questions. Get input. Get buy-in. It is a team thing now. Laugh a lot, especially at yourself. I can't say enough how much just joking with my team at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon makes a difference. Would you say 2 o'clock is one of the least productive times ever in a company, no matter what? You're exhausted. You don't have a 5-hour energy, maybe, There's no coffee. Whatever it is, it's 2 o'clock and you're tired. So I go out and just joke with my team. We have a little hallway conversation. I might go out and yell yeehaw at the top of my lungs. I'll do something, but it just break up the monotony of that day. And then guess what? We're re-energized. Now we go back to work. We laugh. Somebody once told me there's 2 types of leaders. Those who light up the room when they walk in and those who light up the room when they leave. Wait for that. Don't micromanage. Nobody wants it. But notice everything. Notice the bad, notice the good, notice everything. They might not want you to micromanage, but they do want you to know. They want you to know what they're doing. They want you to know how they're doing it. And they want to make sure that you know that they know that you know. I think, something like that. Have lunch or coffee or something together at least a couple of times a month as a team. Or individually with your team members. But do something with them. Make it social. Quick thank yous mean a lot. I shouldn't have, this is chart. You guys know this, but people you be teaching might not. Quick thank yous mean so much. A card, just a walk by. Man, thanks, that was such an awesome job you did on that project today. It takes seconds, but it makes a huge difference. Teach what you know when they want to be taught or when they need to be taught, but teach it. Don't just tell them, teach it. And then learn from them. I try to get people to teach me something every day. Hey, I don't really know how to do this. Do you know how to do this? Let's go over it together. Even if I do know how to do it, I like them to teach me. Be flexible with everyone's time. This is not a 9-to-5 world we live in anymore. Let them come in early. Let them stay late. Let them work from home sometimes. Be flexible. People will appreciate it, and they will work harder for you. Be the real you and allow others to do the same. I have a band of misfits that I am proud to be a leader of, and I love that they bring something different to the table, and I love that they just aren't afraid to be who they are. My last team was the same way. I like people who aren't afraid to be people. That's what I hire, and that's what I try to be. Feedback, feedback, feedback. Get it early and often. Hashtag one size fits one leadership. You can't lead the same way with every person. You've got to adjust yourself. You've got to adjust your time. You've got to adjust the way you do it. One size fits one. Hashtag thank you.